I welcome you into this Friday conversation, and I thank God because you've been working together with us. We are starting another series dealing with silent battles. Silent battles are wars that are going on inside of us. They are wars of our intellects, our emotions, our will. They are wars that keep on following us wherever we are going, but we are not able to address them, or we are not able to confront them. We are dealing with issues like jealousy, issues like pride, many issues that normally bedevil an individual. And I know that God will use us to help you so that together we may begin to confront all these battles that are going on in silence in our lives. We are starting with jealousy because most of us have experienced jealousy in one way or another. Either we are struggling from it or we are suffering from it. Therefore, I pray that you walk with us in this conversation, and I know that God will bless you. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Once again, we are delighted to have this show, Friday Conversation, with Reverend Alan Kiombe and our dear panelists. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you and wish you a happy, blessed month of August. So our Reverend, what do you have for us in this month of August?
In the month of August, we have lined up a topic called silent battles. Silent battles is a topic that tries to help us to deal with the issues that we are fighting with them without telling anybody that we are fighting with them. They're actually eating us in the inside, but we try to pretend that everything is okay. We don't share with anybody, even though sometimes those things are visible in the outside world. The battles of our souls, battles of our emotions, battles of our intellect and our will. The things that in the inside, they are so strong and determining how we are behaving and relating with other people.
Thank you. So as we discuss about silent battles, what is the first battle that you'd want to introduce to us before I introduced our panelist for the day?
As we discuss about silent battles, I want us to deal with jealousy. Jealousy.
So jealousy it is as one of the silent battles that we go through. And I want to bring on board Reverend Nicholas Rotich, Vicar, ACK Belgood Parish. Karibu and happy new month.
Happy new month.
We want to have our counselor on board also, Janet Surum Kiplagat, our very own. She's worked with us in this show. Happy new month and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I want to begin with you people, wonderful people. In this month of August, we want to discuss about the issue of jealousy. This is something that we have, or we mask it, or we hide it. It is silent. We fight others, or we fight within. So I want us to begin by defining what is jealousy. Reverend.
Jealousy, everybody that speaks about jealousy, you can always get it in their thoughts and in their feelings. Therefore, I define jealousy as thoughts or feelings of insecurity, of fear, of concern over a relative lack of possession or a lack of safety. You feel like you don't have a certain possession or a certain safety. So in your thought and in your feeling, you have something in you that you are insecure, that you have a certain kind of fear that if this happens to the other person, it's gonna affect me.
Okay, Reverend Rotich, what is your understanding of the word jealousy? How can you define it?
Jealousy is one of the emotions, just as love is an emotion. But then I want to define jealousy to mean when you are feeling a kind of resentment within you about the success of another person. When another person is enjoying some success, some good benefits, some profit, then that feeling within you that you are feeling a kind of resentment about, then we can express as jealous. Or jealousy can as well mean what you actually feel protect. Something that you possess, you could be possessing, could be a house, or it could be something, could be a partner, a spouse, could be some job, and you may be having that kind of possession either rightfully or wrongfully, and you are guarding it with a kind of a zealous way. Then that is what we might want to call some kind of jealousy. So it can be in two levels. When you are feeling negative about another person succeeding, and when you are protecting your own in a kind of a fearful way.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Janet, as a counselor and a psychologist, what are you going to throw in as a definition of jealousy?
Thank you for having me here once again. And I think jealousy is some sort of profound unhappiness about another person's achievements, success. You feel unhappy when you see someone else succeed. You are jealous.
So profound unhappiness.
Yes.
When you don't feel happy. Wow, those are the definitions of jealousy on our show today. As I want to encourage the discussion to keep it going, I want to us to understand what is the main cause of jealousy. Jealousy is here with us. We've seen it. Sometimes we've exhibited it. Sometimes we have heard people saying somebody is jealousy of me. Even young children in school, they'll always come and report so and so is jealousy of me. So what is the main cause? What is the source of jealousy?
If I come down to a very layman position on the issues of jealousy, as Reverend was also saying, I would actually say when someone begins to fear that others may do better than them, to fear that others may get a better position than them, or to fear that others have better things than them, they will look better than them. That one also can explain what jealousy is to a layman. Also, when somebody fears that there is a possibility that this other person is going to become better, to do better, so something in you begins to feel like, I need to compete with this person, I need to suppress this person, I need to shut down this person. Actually, that would be my explanation about jealousy. And again, I would say it normally consists of some emotions. Jealousy consists of some emotions. Sometimes you may not see jealousy like this, but the way it manifests through some emotions like anger. You find that someone has a lot of anger over small things or over something, that it is unexplained. That anger is unexplained. Also, one of the emotions that I also got out of it is resentment. You discover that someone has a certain resentment over somebody. You resent them. You don't want them. You dislike them. And there's no good reason as to why you dislike that somebody. Those are some of the emotions that I would actually say. Things like inadequacy, a feeling of inadequacy. You feel like you are not enough compared to other people.
Okay.
Jealousy is comparing yourself with other people. So I am inadequate compared to Reverend. Both of us are pastors, but I feel inadequate compared to him. And I spoke in one of our off-cuff, and I said, it's like you close your eyes from what you have, and you open your eyes to what another person has. It has an element of selfishness in itself. You feel like everything good belongs to you and not to the other person. So as you're asking us, one of the way causes of jealousy, actually it starts from us. When we have that sense of inadequacy in ourselves now, we feel like we are not adequate enough. Therefore, we don't want another person to pass us, to go above us. When we are insecure of our personality, insecure of our position, insecure of our places, so we feel like competing with other people.
Thank you. Reverend Rotich, with the story of Cain and Abel, what was the main cause of jealousy?
Yes.
Joseph and his brothers.
Yes, in the Bible. And there are so many examples we can name. Actually, for Cain and Abel, every person is trying to protect self, actually. If we look at this thing, and we are talking about me, I. Yeah? And so I must protect that and to be better than the other person. And so in an event when you are comparing, could be one or two people, one which every person is struggling to have a success, to be better. And so when we have self, when we are protecting ourselves, and when I jealously protect myself and I don't want to share that which I've been blessed of, I become selfish. Which is a form, could be a root cause of jealousy. And when we look at, you are mentioning Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel, in fact, the younger brother is Abel, and Cain is the elder brother. And so in that event is that they presented themselves before God, and so out of what they presented, God was looking at the motive. God was looking at the reason why they are presenting some gifts to God, and so unfortunately the younger brother was the one who was blessed, so to say. And Cain actually felt, I should have been, because I'm the firstborn, I'm the elder brother. How could this young person overdo me, override what I've done? And so that kind of a thing. So, and it's a kind of unhealthy competition between the two. And in that case, is that jealousy got into Cain's heart. And so he went further by doing something even more negative than jealousy.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you. Reverend Alan is speaking of inadequacy, that sense of fear, and the issues to do with anger,
insecurity,
and resentment. You're speaking up the issue of comparison. He said so.
Yes.
And also you're picking up the issue of the self. I must be the one.
Yes.
So as a counselor psychologist, Janet, what is the main cause of jealousy?
Okay, I can't say the main, but at least I can break it down that some people are genetically predisposed to be jealous. Yes. There are some people, as in you can try even they were created jealous. Genes, it's just a matter of genes. And so that one is really hard to tackle. And then we have this issue of culture. And in culture, I tied to upbringing. Some people are brought up to feel like they are superior to other people. And so when life takes its course and somehow things don't work the way their parents told them, then the issue of jealousy sets in. Psychologically, jealousy is a factor of low self-esteem. Why should I not be happy for your success? Because I want to be better than you. In fact, most of the people, I'm happy for you if you succeed, but don't succeed more than me. At least you should be behind me. So it is a matter of genetics, it is also cultural, and it is also psychological.
Very interesting words there. We are picking, listeners, we are picking the issue of comparison, we are picking the issue of inadequacy, we are picking 3 issues of culture, genetic disposition, and also low self-esteem. And that brings me to this question that we will discuss deeper. What are some of the indicators? Because jealousy is not something you can catch and say, like this bottle, this is jealousy. You can't really touch it physically. But there are subtle ways, there are subtle signs that people exhibit what? Jealousy. And I want us to discuss on a layman language, because Janet has given us some food of thought of genetic disposition, of jealousy, actually, which I tend to agree to a certain percentage. I've seen people who were born like that. But I want us to discuss what are some of these subtle signs we can see or we can have. Because this show is about maybe I'm the one, maybe it's the other person. So what are some of the subtle signs, Reverend Alan?
So as I speak about some of the indicator signs, maybe just a little bit to speak on the
genetic
what Janet
disposition
said about genetic. You know, jealousy is always springs as a sense of deficiency in a person. There's a certain sense of deficiency. It may be real, it may not be real. I feel like I am deficient. I'm not enough. I'm not sufficient in this area. Sometimes it could be a lie in my imagination. Sometimes it could be truth. It is a situation whereby somebody has not yet accepted themselves enough. And that's why whenever I see Janet with something, my sense of deficiency is awakened. And I feel like because of that something, she looks better than me, or she will be better than me. She has a certain advantage because of my deficiency. Another thing, I also may be able to feel like if I had what she has, I would look better than her. So what we call genetic here, it may not be as such that God created some people with jealousy. It is a fallen state. It is a fallen nature of a man that might have developed over a period of time based on where someone was born or what someone went through. Sometimes a mother may give birth to a child, but because of some deficiencies, a sense of deficiencies of that mother, it can be communicated to the child, or that child picked some things from the mother that did not look like what she deserved. So someone grows with jealousy, and then we say maybe this person was created with jealousy. Having said that, some of the indicators of jealousy would be a feeling in you that I am not sufficient enough compared to so and so. They are performing in school, but I am not sufficient enough compared to the other person. I need to be above this person for me to feel good. Actually, a person of jealousy would always want to feel on top of others, good, better than others. So there's always, you feel in yourself a certain sense of insufficiency compared to other people. And that's why we can be friends at this time, as long as I'm feeling that I am sufficient enough compared to what you are. And then suddenly something happens to Reverend, and it goes so high, and then I feel smaller than him. That jealousy begins to be awakened. So number one, I would say a sense of insufficiency compared to another person. Another thing I would say, manifestation. Its manifestation is when you feel that the good thing that the other person has is supposed to be yours, or the other person to lose that thing. It either becomes mine or he loses it, and all of us don't have it. And that's why we would say when you lose something, someone becomes so happy. It's not that they have been given it, but because both of you don't have it. Maybe I would deal with those.
So you say as an indicator is still you insisting on insufficiency, and also you've mentioned the issue of subtles. I'm using the word subtle because it comes in a way that you can't really justify this is jealousy. But one of the things Reverend is telling us today is when somebody fails, you feel good. That is a subtle or an indicator that you're jealous. Reverend, please let us continue the conversation.
Yes, let me first debunk what Janet said.
All of you are debunking. Those are facts.
we are pastors.
About a person, about genetic, that some
Let
people
him
are
debunk,
predisposed.
Okay.
Some people are predisposed to be jealous. And I think for me is that jealousy is more of a nurture than nature. Yeah, it's more of a habit that we grow into, and because it is an emotion, we are not born to be jealous, we are not born to love, we are not born to, but then it is something that we must handle our ego, ourselves. So the way we are trained, the way we are nurtured to handle ourselves, and also to humble ourselves, or even to put our egos high. Many people actually don't want to play second fiddle. They don't want to go, they don't know how to deputize. They don't know how to lie low. they are just, they want to go, they are the ones who are on top. And so when another person is on top, they feel like, hey, it shouldn't be so. and so they become jealous. Now, when you asked about your question is,
As you're debunking, I want you to explain. I specifically asked about Cain and Abel.
yes,
Who nurtured Cain to be jealous?
yeah, you see, like, well, I may want to get into a complex thing here, because for me, Cain and Abel, it was an issue to do with how they related to their God. Yeah, and so when they were giving offertory, is that another one came with some meat, another one came with some veggies. Yeah,
Thorns.
yeah, whatever.
You know,
And it could sorry,
I can about Cain and Abel.
yes,
You know, the Bible is always very deliberate
Yes.
in everything that it says.
yes,
It was deliberate for Bible to show us Cain was the firstborn, Abel was
the
the
second
child.
born. Yeah,
So Cain grew up with a sense of entitlement.
yes,
That every good thing belongs to me, and I am supposed to look better than my brother Abel. My position is to look better than Abel. That is where I'm supposed to be. Therefore, when they go before God and they give offering, and God acknowledges Abel, it's like he has caused Cain to feel like I am now belittled.
Yeah.
My position has been challenged. This one has taken my position. So a sense of competition inside of him to go back to his position came. That's what caused that jealousy. That is what made his jealousy to manifest. Jealousy manifested at that time, but it was built by the fact that Cain was used to be preferred before Abel in everything by virtue of his birth position.
And what happens? Okay, we are still on the indicators, but it's an interesting thing. What happens in society whereby there is this saying that people refer maybe to I want to do family X, and they say people in family X are people of jealousy, and they can quote and say even the grandfather, even the uncle. And you will find, at some extent, people, when you relate with that family widely, you will discover even the uncle, even the sister. People will, what happens in the context of genetic disposition?
in that case, for me, it is not. I will still say it may not be so much of genetic predisposition, but then it can mean that that family, how they've always
The nurture.
the nurture, how they've always kuzoea, and the way they are being brought up. Yeah, they grow into a kind of rivalry. You know, sibling rivalry. And if you take the case study of Cain and Abel, the sibling rivalry, take the case of Joseph and the 11 brothers. Yeah, it is something that they've got some rights, some privileges, and they now play around those rights and privileges, and everyone wants to be the first one. Everyone wants to be the one to get some achievements. And so when they are growing in a family, then in that case, it is like a family is built on some jealous, some wrong ways of competing, and some ways of even reward,
Okay.
yeah, which makes even a person to be more jealous of the other one. Favoritism, yeah, which could be another cause of being jealous.
Wow.
It's almost behavioral.
Yeah,
After a period of time, their deficiencies, their sense of deficiencies, have caused them to develop those kinds of mechanism of survival. Like, for instance, it is hard for me to be jealous of somebody that is not my level.
yeah,
Jealousy normally come to a people that are common in something. That is why it brings a sense of competition. Like, let us say, for instance,
some peers.
people of the same tribe, they say together,
Yeah.
and then one of them begins to go up. Other people of the tribe will say, this one has been preferred above others. Or some people of the same clan, they stay in the same area, and then a new person comes into place. They have a sense of entitlement that we, the people of this clan, are supposed to be having this. Therefore, why is it that God or nature has preferred this one above us? That's why you will find women who are staying together. They are not jealousy of their husbands, but they are, if another woman is jealousy is unhappy because your husband is developing, it's not that it's jealousy of the husband, it's jealousy of you. Because he say, why is it that this one is preferred than me? That her husband is doing better than my husband. So jealousy normally comes because of the people that share
the same
common
league.
thing.
Yeah.
That's why it is in the family. That's why it's in the church. That's why it's in the nation.
Let's carry on with subtle signs. Subtle signs of jealousy.
Subtle sign,
Yes.
which
No, Reverend, keep on. It was your turn.
yes, subtle sign of being jealous. It is could be for me a kind of a flatter. Yeah, if somebody is successful and you may not show celebration about it, you somehow become kind of indifferent. You don't say, oh, that is good, pongezi, that kind of a way. You could be removed. You don't want to share a lot. That could be one of the sign, one of the indicators that somebody is going through some jealous. It could be also that physically, actually, showing some kind of spite. Yeah, or could be if you took an example of Sanballat. Nehemiah has built a wall. And has built a wall and then says, look, that wall, even a fox can just, yes. Yes. So belittling somebody's success, somebody's achievement. That could be a way of showing an indicator of some jealousy. There
And
could be so
also-
many.
And also attaching yourself to that success and telling people, if it were not me.
If it were not me, yeah, it kind of, you want to take the credit undue that it was me who helped so and
I
so.
made us some
It
food.
was, yeah,
Or even making it to look like everybody can do it.
yeah,
It's not a unique thing.
yes, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just to take you back a little. In the nature controversy, nature provides the blueprint. The environment works on the blueprint. It can never be nurture before nature. And that's why you see, you can find an old woman jealous of a certain person's child. You see? How are they peers then? So nature provides the blueprint. The environment can either escalate or put down the jealousy. So in this controversy, there is no way that nature can be in favor of nurture. No. Nature, blueprint, nurture works on the blueprint. So it's still, jealousy is a function of genetic disposition. Now, let me talk about the indicators. Let me say something on the indicators.
Yes,
A
thank you.
person who is jealous does a lot of imitation of the person they are jealous about. So instead of maybe telling you like, and you know this thing is different for men and women. So instead of telling you look good, I go straight, if it's a woman, I go and look for that, whatever you have.
For
Nguo,
example, I can tell you this blouse looks good on you. Instead of me telling you, you look good.
Yeah.
not that way. That's another. In fact, that's another indicator.
Faint,
I'm
subtle.
seeing that you look very good, but I'm not happy about it. So I go and get the exact thing that you have, but I didn't tell you that you look good. That is being jealous. I feel that, and you know, the funny thing is we are different. If you look good, it doesn't mean that if I buy, then you look good.
Yeah.
A jealous person also has insincere compliments. You tell someone, oh, you see clearly someone, there's something missing in someone, but there you are there praising them, telling them how it's perfect. Then, but at the back of your mind, you want them to not to be at their best. And then we have these backhanded compliments again. Backhanded compliments is what you're talking about. That that dress is good
On you.
on you.
Meaning,
No, that dress is good. But I'm not saying you look good in that dress. That dress is good. So I remove the person from the object. So I'm praising the object, but not the person who is in that object. And by the way, these traits are funny because they are almost like they go for women a lot, because Men are jealous about different things. In fact, the very fine things of life. But women, we are jealous about material things, social things, things that are there and things that are not. So even when someone starts negative rumors about you, they are jealous. When someone is happy because you've fallen, they are jealous.
Unfortunately, psychology says women have a higher percentage of jealousy than men.
Yes.
That is some of the things we need to understand in this show. And you will, some of the, I call it subtle because it can pass your eye. Even when people are celebrating you, some people are laid back.
Yeah.
When people are clapping, they feel like they should not clap, or they stand and walk out. What are some of other subtle signs that you can notice in you and in another person?
Yeah, and I think also it's always good as we deal with all things. We keep on remembering some of the causes, like some of the causes, like jealousy. Some of the causes of jealousy is low self-esteem, lack of appreciating yourself. It is another thing is lack of knowledge of self, that which self-awareness, what you are supposed to be. And as I keep on coming to the some of the subtle signs, and as maybe one day we'll get a good time to deal with the nature and nurture. Nature provides Cain as a firstborn, Abel as a secondborn, the children of Adam and Eve. Every time Cain is preferred before Abel, and he gets used to getting the best thing.
Abel is
now Cain. That is what nature has provided. Now nature has caused Cain to accept it as his position, that I'm always the best and I get the best thing. That is what nature has given him. And every time Abel tries to come above Cain, is actually frustrating the nature. And now this time round, God puts Abel before Cain. Now, because the nature has taught Cain always to be number one, he begins to feel like my place has been compromised. Therefore, jealousy comes in. Why is it that my place has been taken? But now, some of the subtle things is like what we see in Cain and Abel. Death. Cain kills Abel. That's one of the subtle signs. Why is he killing Abel? Because Abel has been preferred before me. Some of the signs, again, that I would always say, as we are talking about competition, people begin to compete. You have this, I must have this. You have bought this, I must buy this. Your children has gone to this school, my children must go to this school. Your children has become number one. Now I have to employ a teacher to do extra tuition to my child, so that my child will also become number one. Our motives of working hard begins to change, is such that we want to outshine the other person. Another thing also, we begin to go behind the person, other people, to make sure that they fail. We begin to go behind people to make sure that they fail. We begin to pull their disadvantages in the society. You hear people say, this is of this tribe. This one comes from this place. This one belongs to these other parents, trying to make sure that they are shining. We dim their lights. Every time you hear somebody, a child is performing well in class, and then you say, and by the way, that child belongs to a single mother. You try to pull their disadvantages.
You pour water.
You bring another dirty thing to make sure that the star is dimming again. Another one shines in the place of work, and then someone comes and say, by the way, this one comes from this tribe.
Or they sleep with the boss.
You do something, or they sleep with the boss. So those are some of the things that I would want to talk about.
Yes, just to add, yes, is that some of the indicators actually could be the results of jealousy. Yeah, like if anger and bitterness and kind of death, murder, is a result of being jealous. Yeah, but then those results are the indicators that there must have been something happening behind. Because if jealousy is an emotion which may not come out clearly, it can only come out once it has happened in a negative way, which is death, or it can be called subtle, yeah, in an event that there could be two successes happening concurrently. So you wakiapisha tunaapisha, that kind of a thing, and you know, like
How's that?
I'm seeing two statements from you that are very political. You need to withdraw them. You're dealing about jealousy here. I've seen about
yes,
deputizing and
if
now
you achieve, I'm going to achieve. Yeah, it's a kind of
I've noted two political statements. We want to take a short break.
Okay.
Reverend. We want to take a short break. Let us have a short break, then we come back as we continue with this discussion. Something has just popped up in my mind as we were going on, and I discovered also there are root causes of jealousy. In most African setup, the issue of polygamy is a root cause of jealousy.
Yeah.
Another issue is I've discovered something that it's up. I don't know if it's an indicator or root cause when you hide important information from someone. Maybe they're supposed to be appointed. Maybe there is a job advertisement, and you really know this person will fit.
That's an indicator.
That's an indicator.
Yeah. You don't want them to come up.
You hide important information, or you keep information,
You pin them down.
or there is an opportunity somewhere you can be of help, but you just decide, let me just shut off. So
Some people even hide letters of appointments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
And even in normal setup, when it's a relationship or between a man and a woman, a friend can come in between, and
Yes.
especially the shy men.
Yeah.
The shy men.
Yeah.
The shy men.
Yeah, the shy men.
Like ourselves.
The shy men. You said, like, for instance, Reverend Rotich is shy and
Yeah.
Reverend Alan is not. So
Yeah.
Reverend
Yeah.
Rotich
I'm
tells,
shy. I know, yeah.
Reverend Rotich sends Reverend Alan to a girl. Maybe girl
Yes.
but Reverend Alan decides, let me take advantage
Yes,
of this
of the
shyness,
shyness.
and
Yeah.
steal the show.
That's opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost. Okay, we continue. I have talked about polygamy. What are some of other root causes of jealousy?
As I want to add other root causes, as they are sharing, something came to me, and it made me laugh a little bit. Sometimes, especially for the ladies, you see a lady putting on a cloth that actually doesn't look like them, because they saw their competitor putting on the same cloth, but that same cloth is cut for that lady's body.
Shape.
And the other one, you look bad. Actually, jealousy makes people to look bad, because you do things to look like the other one, or to compete with the other one. Some of the root causes, as I said, I'll still come to the root causes, are lack of contentment. People who are not contented with what they have.
Or who they
You are not contented with your position, with the blessings that God has given you. It brings that unhealthy competition.
Very true.
Now, apart from contentment, sense of entitlement. Sense of entitlement. That this is my place. This is my position. Even if I don't work hard, nobody should take this place. And that's why Cain kills Abel, because Abel was taking his position, yet Cain was not working hard to please God.
Even Joseph's brother,
Yeah.
they said that we are the elder ones.
elder ones.
The elder ones.
Yeah.
So let's handle this young man.
Okay. And then another thing, as I said, lack of self-awareness. You fail to see that you are blessed, and the other one is blessed, but blessed differently. Sometimes pastor comes from the Anglican church. I come from Pentecostal charismatic church. There are some blessings that I can get because of where I'm coming from,
Yes.
and he cannot get it because of his choice of Anglican. And there are blessings that he can get that I cannot get. Now, instead of I becoming aware that this thing belongs to the Anglicans, and I chose not to become an Anglican, I begin to feel bad. Why him? So lack of self-awareness. To be aware of what I am, to be aware of my place in the society. Also, some are strong academically, others are strong in the sports. So instead of saying my child has been blessed academically, and the other one has been blessed in the sport. I want to take the academic success, and I also want to go and take. I want everything. Another thing is greed. People of greed, they always have jealousy. Another root cause is selfishness. People who are selfish, they think everything must belong to them. They are people of jealousy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he has said it all. But then corrupted zeal, you know, like you is being jealous.
Yeah.
Yes, you just become fake. You just become fake, and you just like want to copy. Yeah, there's a saying, imitation is limitation. Because that one has succeeded, and so I should, because of that feeling, that bad feeling, it should be me. Yeah, you also try to make some successes. You could be even buying your own way so that you can as well get that. In cosmetic industry, you know, like, I don't know, and some of the people who really bleach themselves in terms of they are really, they want to be white, they want to be brown, they want to be what? Yeah,
Inaitwa kutoa tint.
kutoa tint. Yeah, you know, it's not being contented to self. Yeah, if I was born black, I should be contented to being black, and look at beauty, yeah, in black.
But advertisements and marketing contributed to that, because any brown girl,
Yes.
any brown girl could steal the show.
Yes.
Yeah, so the black girl said no, we need. But nowadays, again, it's different. We are celebrating the melanin skin, the black girl.
That's
And
why
that-
I talk about lack of self-awareness.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And so
We began now to celebrate the black girls. We have black models. We have black people advertising.
Black is
We
also
have
power.
Yeah.
yeah, that is why always when we talk about and when we were talking about nature versus nurture, we really want to appeal to people that the way we bring people up, even for example what he was saying about greed. Greed is something, it's a habit. It's a habit. People are not contented with the little they have,
Yeah.
or the much they have.
Thank you.
They really want more and
Everything.
more and more of me,
More,
not more of the other person.
no,
More of,
more of us.
more of, not even more of us, but even when we get to us, it is particularly me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some root cause. Reverend Pro Teacher have avoided the topic of polygamy, because in the Bible,
not so much.
when Hagar gave birth, Sarah became jealousy.
Yeah.
When Jacob
Yeah.
had two wives, the Bible speaks of Rachel really pestering the husband, give me children or I die. You look at Penina and Anna, there was those issues even in our setup. Some of us, we come from polygamous families, and okay, on a light note, not that you've avoided, but I wanted to look at men as a cause of polygamy, because it is men who marry men.
We will
women.
revisit.
You'll revisit.
Yes.
What is some of the root cause? And then we discuss a little bit of polygamy. Yes.
Another root cause of jealousy is personal inadequacies,
Yeah.
which is tied again to self-awareness. I feel that I am not enough. So when I feel that I'm not enough, I want what someone else has, and the circle goes on, more tied to self-awareness. But now there is the neurotic cause of jealousy. It's like some sort of a mental illness. You see, these neurotics, they live in castles. You know, we say psychotics build castles in the air. Neurotics live in these castles. So when you live in a castle, you will be prone to jealousy, because your life and the dream life, the life in the castle, they are not going together. So some jealousies are mental illnesses. Not all of them are just physical. Some are mental illnesses. And so it needs therapy.
Okay.
Yes.
Me, I think jealousy is actually mental illness. All of them, but within different degrees.
Levels.
Yeah.
So some are psychotics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a sickness.
Are you jealous of the words she's bringing out? I'm seeing the way you're looking at her.
We need more time
You
for
need
that.
more time for that. So,
And then just a minute, we also have to understand, we started earlier, we said that jealousy is a gender-based trait.
Yeah.
So women are jealous about different things and men are jealous about different things. But the jealousy of women is bad. That one we must agree. Even being a woman, I know the jealousy of women is bad. And that's why you see people always say that women bring down other women. And even in our country, it's hard to have a Kenyan president because of
Not a
jealousy.
Kenyan president.
Oh,
a woman.
a woman
You know
president.
why we think women's are more jealousy than men, or their jealousy is bad? Our society was a male society.
Patriarchal.
Yeah. Now, because of that, men were given some more privileges. They were a lot of assurances. Their esteem was so high. Their awareness to their value was so high. So they had a lot of contentment. Their sign of inadequacy is in other things.
Okay.
But women were looked down upon. They were suppressed, oppressed, and all those things. So most women lost their identity. They lost their esteem. Men traded them for sex. So
we became jealous in the
Yeah.
process of liberation.
yeah,
Now, allow me just to say one thing. The jealousy in men is out of what you have said, the masculinity.
yeah.
When and more especially the jealousy in men comes up mostly when it comes to relationships. Men have
And also
this
power.
and also power,
Money.
money. Yeah. So
Women.
and women, they have this. It is natural. It is an inherent trait to dominate. So when their dominance is challenged, then the jealousy comes in.
Yes.
But now for women, I can be jealous about you having boys only, and maybe me. Yes, you know,
Even the color of skin,
even the color of skin,
the height.
the height, even the figure. Just imagine.
That's why I'm telling
Everything.
you. It is because the society was taught that the value of a woman is in her looks.
Oh yeah, we
Whereas
objectified.
the society was told the value of a man is in his possession. I must have learned many women, power, place of power. That is my place. So I will compete with the pastor because of the land, piece of land, and other things. But you see, you will compete with another woman because of looks. He's taller than me. Is having good children than me. Actually, women compete over things you will love. Your child is handsome than my child. Such kind of things. But it's not small things. It's because of nature.
And so if men are to dominate, yeah, and if society is teaching men to dominate and to have as more possessions as, then for a man, one phone is not enough, maybe two.
Yeah.
One land is not enough, maybe two. One woman is not enough, maybe three.
There's
And that
also
kind of a thing.
polygamy.
It results to another, which could be another, and it's a vicious circle.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. It's interesting to talk about a silent battle called jealousy, because we live with jealousy, we walk with jealousy, we talk jealously, we see jealously, we make decisions based on jealousy. As we want to wind up this show today, my desire as we talk about silent battles, I know people will be interested. How will I cure myself, or how will I walk out of jealousy? What are some of the things that we need to do so that we can be jealousy free? This battle is eating, I'm sorry to say, from everybody. I'm
Even
sorry
small
to say.
children.
All of us.
Yeah. So it's something we need to maybe address, because we want to.
Maybe quickly, I would say jealousy, people who are jealousy, they are sick. Jealousy is a disease that eats those who are having it and destroys those that are targeted. So you are the one who is sick. The one who is jealous is sick because you get pain, wounded, hurt every time. Today, pastor is blessed, I feel bad. Today, I meet with Madam Janet. She's now promoted in a place of work. I feel bad. Tomorrow, I meet with you. God has opened a door. You are flying to another country. I feel bad. So I am sick, continuously sick. I have a problem. Remedies of jealousy. Number one is to acknowledge that I'm having this problem. I am having jealousy. You acknowledge it. Number two, you come to a place and say, it is not good. It is not good for me. It is not good for others. Therefore, if it is not good, I don't need it. Number three, I would say, After saying it is not good, you come to a level of decision that now I want to overcome jealousy. Number one, what are the root causes of my jealousy? Why, you know, what makes me jealous is not what makes Pastor jealousy. Maybe mine is lack of contentment. I begin to ask God to help me to be contented with whatever I have. I develop a program of self-awareness to know myself, to know what God has designed for me, and to know what I can do to get them. Number three, also, I begin to settle to deal with the issues of my past that could be contributing to what I am feeling now towards myself versus others. Maybe I went through a challenge, maybe I went through some pain, maybe I went through some rejection, maybe I struggled with poverty as I was growing. All those things, I begin to handle them. And maybe one of the last steps, I would want to go and speak to my pastor, or speak to a counselor, or speak to somebody to help me to walk out of it. Because it's always easy to walk out of a problem when you have a person that you are accountable to.
Thank you. Maybe root cause we forgot to mention is lack of preparation. When we pick in the issue of Cain, he never took time to prepare. And you will find yourself, if you don't prepare well, somebody else prepare well, they carry the day.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. What are some of the remedies?
Yes, some of the remedies actually for me is to, if we ask, what is wrong with the world? Then the answer should be, concerning what is wrong with the world, it is I. What is wrong with the world? It is I who is wrong with the world. When we begin to know ourselves, know our limitations, know our way, who we are, yeah? And if we knew the root cause of what we are going through, then we should be beginning to address that thing and that jealousy within us. Because if it is a sibling rivalry, what happened? So it is us. So what Reverend is saying, go back to where the rain start beating you. And it is ourselves. And even also, in this conversation, we must invite God and say, hey, God, show me. Show me where I'm wrong. Fix me. Make me more of you so that we are able to. So, and the second thing is to talk about what we are feeling. Because jealousy is an emotion. And so I should be speaking and saying, you know, I feel bad about, we shouldn't feign, we shouldn't have a subtle way of, we should talk it out and say, hey, I feel this, so that you can be helped. Yes.
Thank you, Janet.
I would say, I will just say self-awareness. There are two things here. Understand who you are. You are unique, but you are enough in your uniqueness. And life is not a competition. So if we understand our uniqueness, we'll become better people. Then number two, this poison only God can remove. After you understand yourself, anytime you notice that, you should notice like, this is jealousy speaking in me. Ask God to wash you. It is something only God can wash.
Thank you. As we want to wind up the show, it's very interesting to learn that this is a battle silently we go through, and this conversation gives you an opportunity to walk away from it. So what are your closing remarks? We begin with Janet, then Reverend, as we wind up with the very own Reverend Alan Friday conversation. Yes.
I'll just tell our listeners to work on, let us try to really notice this jealousy in us and work on it, because the fact is, you can never rise above that person you're jealous about. Nature will always have it, and I think God, in some way, that you're always behind until you acknowledge your weakness and ask God to intervene. Thank you.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier on and said corrupted zeal. And so we need to handle ourselves, and let us be real in ourselves, and let us continue in terms of when we know ourselves and we are fearfully and wonderfully made, then we should be saying, God, come into my being, my humanness, and give me good attributes. Give me love, give me joy, give me peace, give me good ways of ascending to greater heights, to be more of you. That is how I can say it.
Thank you.
I would say that we need to come into a place and know that we are unique, very peculiar. We are made with God, by God, in a very special way. The Bible says that before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you and I ordained you to be a prophet. That God ordained us to be something and he ordained the other person to be another thing. That we must appreciate who we are and what God made us to be. And I would actually say, in our silent battles, jealousy is one of the major battles that we go through. But we go through silently. We suffer so much. Take courage, speak to somebody. As Madam Janet says, call on God, because the Holy Spirit will also help you to know yourself and also to help you to come out of it. Remember, we are created in the image of God, after the likeness of God. That may God restore his image in your life and bring you back to his own likeness. You are special. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And God has blessed you. And there is so much for you that God wants to do for you. Remember, jealousy is a disease. It is a spiritual problem. And you also need to seek for prayer. And God will deliver you. And I thank God because of everybody. Thank you.
Well, it has been a good, wonderful experience. We have shared, we have let the silence out of the box. Actually, this is one of the major battles we go through in life that is very silent. Nobody speaks about it. Nobody raises. We suffer or we inflict pain. So, thank you for having us. Thank you for giving us your time. I will always say that it is good to know you have something good and work on that something that is good and bring out the better or the good thing out of you, and stop feeling like you need to be having something that somebody else has. It has been a wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you so much, Reverend Alan. Thank you, Reverend Rotich. Thank you, Janet Surum Kiplagat. I've been your host, Vivian Kibeu. God bless you as we walk out of this silent battle called jealousy. See you again next Friday. God bless you.